The Phronie Green store is an absolute disaster for New York City Housing Authority, Human Resource Administration, and Human Resource Adult Protective Services, and that destroyed my life. Thank you. And the question of political accountability. First, you get the food out of the garbage can, and you feed the animals, and then you go back to the garbage can, and guess what? You get you something to eat. That's it, right?
This is the falling paint chips. We're talking about total lack of services. And from the view of this apartment, there is no way Ms. Green went and spent, and her daughter even said on tape, she's had this furniture here since she's been here. So the $20-some thousand that's missing with Mitchell now, right, now.
But I have the paper stating whose name is in it, on it, Hosea Mitchell or whatever her name is.
Hosea Mitchell.
Yeah.
Now, when you went to the bank, they mentioned something. Could you tell us that from your own words, please, about what happened, about her saying that the daughter was deceased, and that's why how she got her name on the bank account?
Oh, I'm her only child. I was living on Classen Avenue. I'm quite sure I lived there at least 8 or 9 years, but I can prove I'm not moving from place to place. But what I understand, my mother had nobody. She said she sent me the post office things for me to sign. I know what apartment I was in, and she sent them. She'd have got them back or something like that. She has no evidence or nothing like that.
Okay. Now, what happened when you went for that interview with Victoria Cruz in the Inspector General's office again, please?
Concerning what way?
Concerning the check, I mean the stolen money or the missing money.
Oh, they just told me they was going to take care of it and not talk to nobody and this and that and other.
How much money did she tell you that was that?
She told me it was $20,000. The only time she contacted me is she wanted to know what's going on.
Okay.
I have no help from them at all.
And you know Mitchell recently got fired.
No, I heard it was a rumor.
No, she's been terminated from housing, and she's still on tenant patrol downstairs. Now, why don't you tell us about that situation that you had mentioned before, in your own words, not what I thought I heard, about her hitting your niece that was coming in the building and stuff while she was on tenant patrol.
My daughter.
Oh, your daughter.
That's pregnant.
Uh-huh.
Was coming in the building.
Uh-huh.
And she had hurt. My son, if he want to come in the building, she won't even open the door for him or nothing like that. Claims she never know who he is. But he'll be around tomorrow.
Okay.
We're always trying to check on Mom.
Did she hit your daughter?
Yeah.
She was pregnant, and Mitchell had physical contact with her that was inappropriate.
From what I understand, I'm not worrying about that. I'm worrying about my mother's money.
Yes, and
right now, my mother has a light bill, which I got in touch with the welfare on Jamaica Avenue or something, which I guess is a reply. They're getting ready to cut her lights off. And also, the man was out here. She has no Medicaid. She has no home attendant.
Right, and that's is that because
all this goes with the thing, but they put a freeze on everything on my mother's.
And that was done by the Inspector General's office?
I don't know who it was done by, but it has something to do with this case with her money being missing.
Right, and it was Hosea Mitchell attempting to become a representative payee with Social Security and with the missing money. That's why her Medicare and Medicaid, all that is missing, and she can't get a home attendant.
I understand it has something to do with it. Well, listen to this. I walked in the bank one day because Ms. Mitchell put an insurance policy, accident insurance policy on my mother.
Mitchell put an insurance policy against your mother's death.
Accident, yeah. I walked in the bank and they asked me, I remember it very clearly, had my mother had an accident because somebody else she had one on, but this is just hearsay, he had deceased.
Oh, that's the man that with the missing check, with the stolen check?
I don't know. So, but the bank asked me that. Had my mother deceased. She had an accident. I said, what do you mean an accident?
Oh, so Mitchell put a accidental life insurance policy on your mother, and the bank was told that your mother was deceased, and somebody trying to collect that money?
No, when I went in there, they asked me that. You see right here?
Okay.
This is where I had to go and try to get her utility bill paid.
Okay.
It's right there. $600. She'd have been able to keep up with her bills. She don't have change, right change. Her clothes, no nothing right now.
And
now in the morning, I'm going to get up and try to go to Social Security Board and see what I can do there. It's hard trying to feed her and everything else. It's very hard. I wish somebody would help me.
all of them know this because I bug them. I call up their phone, leave messages. Nobody calls me back. I've been complaining for 2 years about your mother. We just met not too long ago.
Another thing, anything they can put against her now to put her out, they're doing it. I got receipts where her rent was paid.
Yes.
They put us in court last month.
Right, I remember. I saw you going to court.
And all like that. Anything they can get against her. I don't understand. What's the man's name? Mr. Perry or Clark or whatever?
Yeah, Clark, the tall light-skinned guy.
The only way I got him off my back, I had to bring my husband in here. I had to go get papers and make copies of it. I had a place to stay because he said I was staying here with my mother.
Exactly what he... Okay. Clark has been... I don't want to get...
The other day on the elevator.
Yeah, remember when I saw you, remember what I said? Don't let him sucker you into signing a whole bunch of papers and getting you to do things in order to help evict your mother out of here.
I don't know.
See, yeah, there you go. You hear that, Judge?
I don't know.
Glenn Clark has been trying to scare other people here. That's been NYCHA's modus operandi of trying to scare black people out of this building.
Listen, I had to get a paper for my 13-year-old son, my, believe it or not, grandbaby. He wasn't even a year old. Wait,
And
my
Clark
daughter was pregnant with one, and the other one wasn't even a year old. And myself, with our address, with something had been mailed to us recently.
And Clark is the one that's been perpetrating.
That made me go do this. And I brought him in, and he was talking to me when I walked in.
Do you feel that his actions have been, that what he's been trying to do is not regular? Do you think you've been harassed in any way, or you being tormented, or there's been actions that's been happening against your mother in order to attempt to get rid of you?
Well, what's been happening? Well, I understand it's unnecessary things, you know, little things. But when you have a mother that old, and you got all the children, grands like that, you worry about your family. I'm the only child. I have nowhere to take her to right now. He told me I can't even spend one night in my mother's house. His exact words. And told me also, which my husband can prove this, he told me this last year, I had to be out here when the sun go down. I said, excuse me, sir. I said, it gets dark now like 4 o'clock.
You know? Look at me. Even Miss Green laughing.
I had to be out here when it get dark outside. And now anybody goes to their mother's house, they feel at home. This is the only mother, we're the only closest one. Me and my mother, I'm her only child. Well, I just wish everybody get off my back, they give my mother a little stuff, and we could make it on down the Merry Road.
All right.
Got to say.
All right. Thank you very much for your video testimony. I'm going to make sure I put this on videotape and get it to the judge. And today's date is October 13, 2005. What time you got, baby?
I ain't trying to be funny, but I know it's a Jewish holiday. That's part of the date. It is now 1:21 p.m.
All right. I'm just hoping to get 2 more people on here, which is Ms. Barlow and Cynthia Hill, because she's running for Tenant Association president. Yo, Clark came over there to serve me with eviction papers for me to get out, and he told me, "You done, boy, you done."
Well, this made me laugh. I didn't know he was going down, but I guess, you know, he got to ride down 1 flight of steps just to get to his car in the basement.
Right.
I said, excuse me, what are you? Because I always call you.
Because, you know, I was telling you not to, not to let him.
11K. I said, what is he talking about? I don't know. you know, he's crazy. I said, yeah. I said, okay.
I think, say I'm
So
crazy,
look what they
the
said
same
about
thing.
me.
Oh, yeah, they sure did.
All the scanning they put on me.
What about when Mitchell falsified the police report when the woman on the second floor got beat up and tried to have you arrested? Tell him about that one.
I had left and I came back to see my mother, and I had heard about somebody getting robbed or something like that. Evidently, the elevator stopped on the second floor.
Right?
So, like, when the elevator stopped, her door was like, you know, kind of, I could see where the police was sitting on like that.
Uh-huh.
And I spoke.
And Mitchell was there.
And I heard one of the officers doing something like this, like, not now. I'm wondering, I don't know if somebody dead in there, whatever went on. Yeah, it was put out that I robbed the lady, and I did this. I don't know. She got a problem.
And you talking about Hosea Mitchell?
Yeah, because it was told to me by some of her workers. She said I did it. And everybody was looking at me stupid. I don't know what they're looking at me dumb.
And I've got the piece of paper with the detective's card where I wrote the letter. I didn't even know you then. Where I wrote, and I took you to my apartment and showed you the paper, where I wrote to the detective and told him that there's no way that you robbed that lady and that Mitchell falsified a police report and tried to blame it on you in order to get rid of you to cover up her stealing your mama's money.
I don't know what's going on, but I'll go out there and pan here and take me some cans and bottles. I have this and I do it again before I will take some from anybody. And if things don't get better around here, I'll be picking up cans and bottles. And I ain't gonna see my mama go hungry now.
No, in this, I've called Douglas Apple, the manager. I've called Tino Hernandez's office, left messages. No one's ever called me back. I've been beating this drum for at least 2 years.
Oh, another thing I want to tell you. Like Mr. Clark told me to get in touch with him. That was, I was supposed to get in touch with him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not, because I had nothing to say to him.
What did he want?
He said, because Miss Fonte said she had some problem with my mother. Did Miss Fonte get in touch with me? I know it's
what problem could they have with your mother that can't?
Because she don't go out the door.
She don't go out, she don't nothing.
You know? Now, I'm not going to say, the other day when she was going out, I was downstairs. The other day I was with her. So I don't know what's going on. But I did not return the call.
So they're trying to get rid of your mama out of here in order to cover this up?
I don't know. But that's where it looked to me. There was no problems before that.
Until the complaints started coming in.
My mother been here. I know I got a child that's, ooh, Jesus. I got a grandson that's 11 years, 12. I know she's been here at least over 13 years or more.
I took it to Isaac Perry. That was the same time I asked him to put my name on the lease. He told me, don't worry about it. Leave everything as it was.
I don't know what's going on now. Everybody else is moving in like it's a project. They just passed it.
Well, the Russian people downstairs, they got somebody living with them. The Spanish people, they got all kinds of people living with them.
I'm not going to talk about nobody. No, I'm not going to be racist. But
we're not being racist, but we're talking about how management favors some people against others. Yes or no?
That's true. I'm going to tell you. He was talking on the phone about this and that. I'm just going to sit her down and tell her this and that and other. When I got my husband, his whole tune changed.
Oh, so when a man came around, he wouldn't, his whole tune changed, like he couldn't scare you no more.
That was one day my husband had her.
Ooh, Glenn Clark.
Scared.
You were scared?
I was actually scared. I'm going to sit her down, I'm going to tell her this and that. And I'm standing back there, told me just sit down. I said,
talking to you like you like trash.
I'm going to get my husband. But you know another thing he told me?
What?
When he went down south by how he went over the slaves was and this and that and other things he had never seen. What nationality do he think he is? You know? But my mother didn't raise me like that because that's great if he's all the same. But as you told me the other day, I think he do have a little problem with that. But I ain't gonna point my finger at nobody unless I'm sure. I know. Go to your collection.
Look at that. Look at that. It's 8 o'clock at night.
I'm at Highland Care Nursing Home. I came to say goodbye to Mrs. Green because by the time they figure out how I did all this videotaping, people being neglected, warehoused in here, I'll never be let back in here. But if you die before I do, tell God not to forgive Congressman Meeks, not to forgive New York State Senator Huntley, not to forgive New York State Senator Malcolm Smith. Vivian Cook has cancer. She's going to die real soon, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is. She should live very long so she can suffer a long time. New York City Councilman Leroy Comrie ran her. What an abomination. This is Sunday night, 8 o'clock at night, and these are the people. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. And she's right there. That's Mrs. Green. Hooked up to a machine, being fed these liquid supplements. And this is the warehousing of these old people for $140,000 a year. I can't. Mrs. Green, the reason why my life got destroyed was because I saved your life and protected you about the $20,848,000 theft by Hosea Mitchell, who lives in apartment 10K at Shelton House, New York City Housing Authority. Somebody help me out here, man. My life's been destroyed, everything. You hear these people yelling in here? This is the woman that was thought to be dead. She's not dead. She's not dead. She's right here. She's right here at Highland Care, and that's her roommate. Okay? She is not dead. Mrs. Green did not die. I've been coming here for years. I kept a secret. I knew all this. I told everybody where she was, but they covered it up. The District Attorney's Office, Creedmoor Psychiatric, Human Resource Administration, Adult Protective Services. Everybody covered this up. And the district attorney knows because I charmed Bianca into giving her the thing to go to my website, and the DA calling me, want me to come in there so they can arrest me and abuse me. Not going to happen. They come and get me, they can come and get me. But you better have a search warrant, you better have an arrest warrant. That's all I know. This is the victim of a Nazi copycat crime that Mayor Michael R. Bloomberg covered up. What can I tell you? This is what they look like when they're in a nursing home, dying. And they're just an economy being warehoused because they put them out of their house in public housing so they can harvest the apartments, and they dump them in a nursing home. And when they go to the hospital visiting nurse service, social workers get money when they refer them to certain nursing homes. Go ahead. He can vomit and choke on his own puke. He vomits, he chokes, and dies on his own puke. That's what I'm talking about. He vomits and chokes on his own puke. When's that going to happen? Go ahead. Go ahead. That's what I exposed in order to get people to do their damn job. Did it one last time. That's what I exposed in order to get people to do their damn jobs. And I'm not playing. On the question of political accountability, first you get the food out of the garbage can and you feed the animals. And then you go back to the garbage can, and guess what? You get you something to eat. That's it, right?